I'm going to talk to you about finding neutral pelvis when you're lying down on your back. One of the best ways of doing this is in the butterfly position, and this is also excellent for working through pelvic floor and being aware of you're able to work pelvic floor independently of what I call the love handle muscles, which is your external obliques. So I'm going to start off with the soles of my feet touching and just drop my knees out to the side. Now in this position here, I could flatten out through my lumbar back, my lower back. I could come back to neutral, or I could arch through that lumbar spine, increasing that curve underneath my lower back. So what I want to do here is, how do I find neutral? Imagine I'm a skeleton and I'm going to place a tray on my hip bones. I've got left and a right hip bone and my pubic bone, which is in that groin region. Now, if that tray was sitting on those three bones, it should be level. If I was to flatten out through my lower back, my pubic bone would be much higher. Conversely, if I extended through that lumbar spine, my hip bones would be higher. So find that point where your tray is nice and level. This is a fantastic position now to work through pelvic floor. But before we do that, just be aware of that curve in your lower back. That's what it's going to feel like whenever you're in neutral. And in fact, if I brought my feet hip width apart and my knees hip width apart like I've done now, then once again, nothing's changed under my lower back. So I'm going to go back to the butterfly position. Now my love handle muscles. When I'm talking about the love handle muscles, think of your six-pack muscle as being about yay wide. And it's running from your ribs down to your hips. Your external obliques, your love handles, come in like so, attaching to a ligament in the middle. So I'm checking in this area here, not at the side, just sort of here to the side of where the edge of the six-pack is. And I can tell whether I'm engaging those muscles. So I'm going to be checking for those. And this will go hand in hand with the next exercise I'll upload, which is the up, up, down, down, which I'll start to show you at the end of this little video. So what I'm going to do here at the moment is I'm going to lift up through my pelvic floor muscles. Now, as I lift up, I'm not going to change my alignment. This curve is not going to change under my lower back. Imagine it's a sponge, and that sponge, it's individual for you, is not getting squished and you're not arching away from it. Now, as I lift up through my pelvic floor, instead of taking the elevator from the basement to the lobby, now I'm going to go all the way up to the 10th floor. And as I lift up, I'm just checking on my love handles. And nothing's happening. It doesn't need to happen. A lot of people think they're engaging pelvic floor when in fact they're engaging these global abdominal muscles, your love handles. So I'm lifting up quite strongly through my pelvic floor right now. And I haven't noticed anything happening here, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to maintain that connection with my pelvic floor. And now I'm going to engage these love handle muscles. So I'm going to imagine that maybe somebody's standing above me with a medicine ball and they're about to drop it onto my tummy, and I want it just to bounce off without hurting me. Now, I didn't change my alignment at all. I'm still working through pelvic floor. My love handles are engaged quite strongly. And now I'm going to keep the pelvic floor working and see if I can relax the love handles, which I have now done. It might take you a little bit more time. Keep the pelvic floor working and now engage those muscles again. And now relax them. So you're trying to keep the pelvic floor switched on and switch these on, switch these off, switch these on, switch them off. For me, I find it's easier if I poke and prod like I'm doing now. That sort of tells the muscle, hey, relax. And when I sort of push it, that's when I'm saying engage. So they're engaged, now they're relaxed. And I'm keeping my pelvic floor working the whole time. And I'll show you the start of up, up, down, down now, which will be the next exercise I'll show you on the next video. So in this particular one, this hasn't changed, this angle. I'm going to have my pelvic floor and my belly button muscle working the whole time, my transverse abdominis, so the corset muscles, and they're going to be relaxed through the love handles, but the corset muscles are working as I float one knee directly above the hip bone. Now I didn't need, as I said, to engage my love handles, but as I bring the second leg up, I'm already now starting to engage, and I'll bring it up. I didn't change my alignment at all, I didn't dome my tummy, and it's not uncomfortable in my lower back. I'm going to breathe out, take one foot back to the floor and let it sink into the mat. Almost like I'm on the beach and it's sinking into the sand, and I can now take the tension out of those love handles and take the second leg down. I'm going to start with the other leg first this time. So again, relax through the love handles, engaging the love handles, as well as the six-pack muscle. Still working through the love handles and now relaxing once that foot reaches the ground. Corset muscles working the entire time and relaxing. So that's the start of the up, up, down, down. So it's a great way of just checking that you're engaging pelvic floor independently of your love handles. We'll use these when they're required, and we'll switch them off when they're not.